Alright, that's just mint. Let's have a looky. These were sent to us by our friend Greg. Wow. Right? The reprint, or contemporary reprint, of the original Playboy road test of the car. Apparently actually used as sales literature by Citroen USA. Also here, they were apparently confident enough in the reviews of their cars that they just handed out road tests as their advertising. Almost every contemporary review includes a reasonably significant number of superlatives when describing the car. And I'm happy to see that, because it wasn't just me that was just instantly, utterly blown away by how amazing these things are to drive. Citroen Super Machine. This would be October 71. Roller Trend would go on to name the SM car of the year. I mean, they use the phrase "best car in the world" in the first paragraph, and go on to say at some length how they think that they could defend it, and I think so too. The quality of materials, design, and workmanship of the standard all-leather upholstered passenger seats are such that we can't see how they could be significantly improved upon. I've always thought it was probably one of the best production car interiors ever done, anytime. Oh, look at the nice vent things there. We gotta straighten those out. You can hear crankers banging around. Hey, quit denting up the brake vents. Oh, you didn't put it in there, did you? Where did it go? There, it's over here. Jesus. Yeah, I see you there. This is probably not how you would see a company try to sell a car today. We're going to reprint just the text of a Playboy article about our car. Where's all the pictures of all the people having fun? Oh no, people want to read the highly detailed technical breakdown of the car. Even when the car was new, they did complain. They complained that the model they were delivered to test did not have the nice European lights. We thought it was important to point out the correct CWM regulation length sideburns on the original test drive photographs. So, thank you, Greg. Those are a treat. I'm not going to staple them up here because that would wreck them. So we might make some copies of them, staple up the copies. It really should be remembered, and will be remembered, as one of the greatest cars of all time. Just bar none. I don't give a shit about all the jokes and stuff. I mean, we make those jokes here too. You know, it's unreliable, blah blah. I don't care. Once you dial these things in and you take care of it and use it as it was intended, I don't think that it will prove to be that unreliable at all. And I think even if it does require more than Plymouth levels of maintenance, I mean, of course it should. Look at the thing. Anyway, just super stoked to see all these original road tests. Let's see. Don't really go into it very much. Not why I bought the car. 0 to 60 in 9.4. They did it. 17 in the quarter. Here we see 8.6 and 16.7. So the numbers are probably somewhere in between them. Certainly not a car that we would consider a supercar by today's raw number standards, but of course not, right? This is what the car is about. The car is about the fact that Citroen handed out the Playboy article as their advertising, right? That's what time it is. And I mean, this really, to me, represents the far end of the scale of what I'm ever going to be able to put on the road on a budget of just screwing around in your yard.
Wow, this is like, I'm so happy to have this right now.
That's too bad. Yeah, not bad, eh?
Wow, yeah.
What else? What do you think about these wheels on my classic 70s rim?
So cool, eh? They're gonna look great on whatever car he's putting them on. Datsun.
Oh, we'll have to show.
Datsun. Get out of town. There you go, Steven.
That's a Datsun 2000.
Yeah, a 67.5 Datsun 2000.
I bought the silver for the front today. I got
so nice.
whatever is left over in the mismatch bin silver.
Oh,
hey, do you guys think that I should?
SM?
Yeah, because the front's got to be silver, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking of at least painting the front and maybe
Are the
assembling.
European fronts all silver on them?
Yeah, no matter what color the car is.
Okay. Oh man, yeah, it's looking.
So what do we get to?
That
It's
silver-
all cleaned up now.
The silver fenders painted?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't really like
I don't
it
like
either.
this color.
I don't either.
I don't know.
It doesn't look right for the car.
It was just tossed on there, but it's too much for this car.
Too much.
It doesn't look
Yeah, it's too like
know.
Nissan or something. So
Right?
Yeah. But I think, you know, if you were to paint this car, and well, you have to paint all the
This is how you can tell this show isn't fake, because if you were directing a show, you wouldn't have the guy in the scene stand with his face directly behind the fucking broomstick for the entire shot.
right here.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah,
what you're
right?
gonna do is you gotta.
You know what people really like is the quality of the directing. And the, hey, Frankers. Right? When the show starts to go off the rails, we just go to the dog. There, Frankers comes in, saves the scene. Nobody knew what was going to happen. There's a wire hanging down, makes it look like you're about to hang yourself.
I just like I've had enough.
I've just had enough. Oh, that's how you officially join the SM Owners Club. I'm going to get after this leaky brake line here. As far as I know, this was the only actual leak in the car when I got it. I couldn't tell what it was at first, but once we took everything apart, it was easy to see that this was leaking. Of course, it won't leak after the car's been shut off for a while because the pressure of the whole system bleeds down. But so if it doesn't ever get started, you'd never notice the leak. But when I moved it around a couple of times, I thought, well, there you go. She's leaking. So not too bad, actually. Once everything is out of the way, we can get in here. I don't know why precisely it is leaking, so I'm hoping it's nothing too serious. You can get a rag. Really don't want to introduce any amount of garbage into this system. Okay, we're back with that. Can we even see the thing? Oh yeah, sure. So, give it a quick tidy here, make sure we're good. Now, I don't know why it's leaking, so we're gonna have to pull it out and find out. I hope it's just a seal. These can be pretty stiff sometimes. Yeah. I'm just gonna have to wiggle on it and pull. There it goes. Okay, what's the deal? Well, the hose seems okay. I'm gonna have to get a pick. Get the light in there. There we can see the line has come out of the tapped hole in the caliper. So the seal must be stuck in there, so I'm going to go get some kind of a pick and get it out of there. There's the seal that came out of the caliper. Not immediately apparent why it has failed. Most of them end up looking like this when they get a bit compressed. The rest of it actually looks alright, so that's a bit worrying actually. I'm going to still replace it and still pressure test the system. It's still very likely to be the seal. I don't see any other reason that this that something else would have failed here. Everything else looks fine, so I'm going to put the new seal in and just see what happens. So far so good. The thing with these, I don't know if we mentioned this, the Citroen system doesn't require really a lot of torque on these fittings in the way that an O-ring seals by squeezing it into a place where there's not quite enough room for it. These are kind of the same thing, so we're pushing on that seal quite hard, even with kind of one finger torque on that. So you can see it's not that screamingly tight, and I don't want it to be, so I'm going to give it a little bit because it was leaking. So we're going to go a little more than we might, but not much. These are very rarely extremely tight. So yeah, let's leave it at that for now. You can always go more, but don't want to damage anything. So far that looks pretty good. Now check the other ones and then start putting the rest of this car back together, because I just want to drive it, you know. Okay, what else did we do today? Did get the other got the other boot installed on the serviced suspension cylinders there. I'd like to start putting some of the shields and then the next big thing I want to do is I want to replace this drive shaft. Damaged here from somebody putting a pipe wrench on it, using it to turn the engine over. Probably just swap the cam chains. Not very attractive, and it is actually bent. So I have another one. We're going to check it on the lathe, and if it runs true, I will use that and just swap over this cush drive here. And then we will be moving on to cleaning up and putting the alternator and hydraulic pump back together and back in. Then the fans can go in, then the, I don't know, whatever else has to be done can go in. Then we can actually start servicing the engine. I don't know if I mentioned, I did spend the rest of whatever time it needed to clean up the rest of the engine here. That was a little time consuming, but I think really worth it. It all just looks terrific now, and it'll be easy to service. I have this extra fuel pump that fits these cars, and I thought I should have a look at it and have it ready to go in the car and keep it with me, because I don't really like electric fuel pumps that much. So I'm going to go through this one and just see what they're about, because I have not really taken one apart, and I have to do this one and the one that's actually in the car. So let's just see what it is here. Couple of rubber seals. Okay, well, the good news is it doesn't look completely fucked. Sintered brass filter. Actually, this looks pretty good. No reason to believe that that won't clean up very nicely. So that's good news. Anything in here that looks really sketchy? Not really. If it's not foul, I may just try testing it. And if it works fine, I'm not going to rip it all apart for no reason. Especially as there is a working one in the car right now. I'm just going to plug this in for half a second because it's dry and I don't want to do any damage. So if it makes any noise at all, we're good. Or not. Okay, it's good to go. Excellent. Well, I decided to pull apart this accessory rack because why wouldn't you? It's dirty but serviceable. I will probably check the pressure on this accumulator here at Richards I believe all of this is working fine. It's just dirty, and you know, we can't do all this work and then put that back in the car. So I'm gonna clean this stuff up and more or less put it back together and make sure that it's all working, but not any real major work here to do. Just want it nice. Okay, look at some of the fasteners on this thing. Holy, it's like they sat around trying to come up with this stuff. Like, there's hardly a normal bolt on this car. This is weird. And like there's lots of this type of thing. You know, and even the alternator has its own special bracketry built right into it. It continues to be really interesting and weird and fun. So I would like to really button the underhood area on this car up sooner than later and get on with what it really needs, which is the rest of the bodywork done. Okay, we're gonna have a look at this is the accessory drive shaft for the SM, so we're just gonna check on that. The one that came with the car was quite badly damaged. This one looks great. So, yeah, I can't see why that's not well within tolerance. Can we clean it up?
Yeah.
Get the marks out of it? Okay. I'm going to get the new accessory drive shaft put together. I'm just going to dismantle all this push drive that's on the existing one that is badly damaged here. I don't want that on the car, so I'm going to take it and use this one, which we've checked on the lathe, and it has no run out at all. It's in excellent condition. So the accessory rack is all cleaned up and ready to go. All of this was working fine, so we're not really trying to go too crazy here. Just wanted it presentable, so when we put it back together, it looks decent and works. Okay, let's do that. You want to help Dad work on the Citroen? No? Come on, give me a hand, okay? Little buddy? Sure. What you got? You been out in the snow? That's good. I did get the hose changed. We drained the radiator and the block, changed the lower rad hose. Not too big of a deal. The other one had been nicked with a knife blade at one time, and it was gonna fail on some crazy camping adventure, and that's not allowed. So that was kind of what was holding me up from putting the fans back in, and now I think we can put the accessory rack back in. That's ready to go. All the bolts are all shined up. Not getting anything plated, just a little tidying. Working with Frankers is really, it makes things a lot faster. Puppies are very helpful at most anything, hey? Another quick look at the fans that we did some time ago. Time to put them in. There's the one. Now this one just got to go there. These are actually a bit of a bastard, as it turns out. Who would have thought? Alright, very happy with that. That will allow us to move on to the accessory rack here, which means I need to clean these bushings that support it. Then that will be it'll be nice to see all that back in there anyway. Familiarize yourself with the landscape.
Well,
it goes this way.
Yeah,
we're going to slide onto these
things.
babies here. Okay, great. Now you see these slots here.
Yep.
One there. You're aiming for here.
Gotcha.
This guy has to come out of the way. Oh, what's the deal? Where does that go?
Probably over this side here. Yeah, it goes to here, so I'll pull it this way around.
Do you
this
want to get it around the? Does it have to come all the way around the post there, or you'll probably stay inside it?
Ooh.
I think stay inside, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Maybe like
it's
this.
never got moved very much from where it's supposed to be. So,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, no.
drop
Can you
it
see
in there.
where mine-
There, I'm in.
I can't
Catch
see
up.
the front.
Okay, there you go. Just shove it on there a half an inch and we're good. Okay, I'll figure it out from there.
Hung
Just to
up.
get it in there.
Okay.
Good. There's a. Just want to make sure we're not stressing anything like that. Looks like it attaches there.
Yeah, and
so
then
it's
goes
got to go
through
under
here.
here. Okay.
Yeah.
This guy, we also filmed all, or I mean, recorded all this as it came apart. That guy goes in there, and then that guy is that guy. We'll rig that up. That looks a lot better. And then we can put the drive shaft in. It's actually a pretty clever little thing. Well, with the AC piston pump taken off, I shouldn't have any more problems.
No, God, no.
I mean,
Well, surely less.
I shouldn't have it. I will have no AC related problems. That's correct.
Maserati
there
problems,
might
though.
be various other problems might still crop up. I'm not sure, but maybe. Okay, well, I'm gonna start just lightly tacking some of this together. What do you got there, Joe?
Or make it like one of those like bread cupboards.
Ooh,
Yeah,
sliding like a, right?
Keep your tea and coffee inside the
Right.
front.
Yeah, it's a nice.
Can't be any more insane than making the high beam
doing over
steer.
there. That's good.
Oh, is it that time of day?
Say
Always.
Oh, fuck, I hope so.
Always.
The,
Very sturdy hood prop here.
that, well, you gotta over-engineer a few parts anyway.
Well, we got Club Monaco here too.
Holy.
Another
Yeah.
fine sweater.
Spending a lot of money on clothes lately.
This,
Steep inherited.
this is Steve.
yeah.
You're taking the how long can you wear the same shirt challenge. So, yeah, but Dean blew up 2 steel belted radials.
Oh, I've
Between
seen
his
his
house and
radials
here.
though. They're real
Really radial.
High mileage units.
I'm like, Dean,
Yeah.
why did you not put some air in them? He's like, well, I was afraid they'd explode if I put air in them. So I left them really close to flat. And thought
That was better.
It's funny because I have tried that before.
it's like I don't want
It
to put
doesn't
too
work.
much in it.
I've tried that on a shit
No,
tire.
underinflating-
Not for like a long time, but like, yeah, I've tried that shit. Doesn't work.
Fuck.
Yeah, she's a clean machine. Yeah.
You're jealous.
Yeah, jealous. That's the word I was thinking. I just couldn't get it out.
Right?
Yeah,
I've
definitely.
never seen a guy so jealous.
Hell yeah, green with envy. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I gotta say though, I'm really impressed with the drip trays on the.
Oh, the drip trays and the valve covers.
That's my favorite part.
That's the as opposed to the other engineering of putting more bolts for the valve cover.
right,
Right.
which would have been smart.
Right.
But this is a much quicker fix.
This is a low dollar fix.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That would be a very Citroen.
Just in case people are unfamiliar with what
Yeah,
we're
nobody
talking
knows
about.
what we're talking about.
It's like, what are you talking about? The turkey
valve
tray.
covers. What?
They're not. They're actually cam covers technically because it's not a BMC engine, so the
Well,
camshafts are on top.
Sorry. From a different place in time.
These the cars, the oil would sit in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it would collect there. And then if these gaskets were even slightly imperfect, which they were,
Which yeah, probably from
the thing would drip down. And then when you started the car, the oil would either burn off the manifolds and smell like the car was on fire, or it would actually light on fire, and then the car would actually be on fire.
You should build yourself like a special sundial that like casts like a Citroen emblem shadow in the middle of your yard only on your birthday. That'll get these projects on the road.
That'll get all
Yeah.
of this sorted out quick. Okay, I'll get started on that.
But then it gives you a hard deadline for everything, right? Like if you've got this shadow casting out only one day a year.
We all have that. It's called death. I want to use it, but I'm not. You know, if I gotta rip into Napa to get fucking sandpaper, I'm not taking this. Like, it's not. That's, we got, every other car is better at that. If I, you know, if I'm going to, you know, there'll be things.
You know, there'll be something to take this to.
Oh,
I can't think of any right now, but there certainly is one thing that this car would be good for.
We'll go to the store for chips with it. It's a good going for the store car, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it can hold a couple
The thing
bags.
is with this car is it should be exercised regularly.
Well, that can be said of all
It's actually-
cars.
yeah, but this, I think if it's, but not strenuously, you know? It's like an old person. Hey, get out of there.
Sure, it needs to be babied. No matter what state of health this car's in, I feel like it needs to be babied.
Well, that's it. This is a car that's like a chick that's way too good for you, that you always
Super high maintenance one.
Super high
You
maintenance,
shouldn't have got
and
involved
it's
with her in the
always
first
this
place.
close to leaving you,
Yep.
and you're just like, oh, I love you so much. And she's like, get me another $100 worth of shit.
Is he talking about you?
Huh? Hey, Minnie. The only
Talking
thing that costs
about
more
you?
than the SM is the ultimate SM accessory, or is the SM the ultimate dog accessory? Hey? Yes, that's exactly right. Hi there. You're an Egypt.
The old screen bump.
Get going. Ah. So, yeah, what's next? Put the little drive shaft back in. Let's have a looky. This is going next.
Sans air conditioning, eh?
That's going to go back in. Hey. We're missing one washer. It was missing when I got it. And then, here's the boots for the ball joints. I found them. I was digging around yesterday.
Nice.
So we can change those. And then all the shields can go back on. I want to start it before it has sat for too long, because leaving things sitting around with gas in the carburetors is never good. So I have to put all this back together just so we can fire it up for a couple of minutes. And once that is assembled, we'll be assembling the rest of the suspension bits, and then we're going to move on. The big roadblock on the SM right now, and it's not terrible, is the headlights. There's nothing I can do except spend money on these. I cannot really do silver plating myself. So that is the hold up I mentioned when I was working on the sheet metal, that I wanted to finish the front of the car before going on to the rest of it, and that is still the case. However, if I'm going to be held up by how long those lights are going to take or how much they're going to cost, I may begin some repairs on the doors, because the sheet metal and rough bodywork is more or less finished ahead of the windshield. Let's have a move your bum. There we go. So depending on how that looks when I get it apart, we may have to section in the bottom piece of the door. Or it turns out that it's not that bad, in which case we're just going to clean everything up and get it ready for paint. The door is actually extremely straight, and other than the corrosion on the bottom, is really a sand and paint situation. I did shoot a test coat on the fender, just to see if I liked it. This was the color they gave me to match this. Obviously it's not very close. I didn't really care if it matched. I just wanted to see if I liked the way it looks on the car, and frankly I don't. So the color change is actually a very realistic option at this point. So that's kind of exciting for me, because when I added up all the stuff I have to fix, you don't really save much time by not painting a few door jambs. So today's mission is to change the boot. Has a tear in it there. It's not a life ruiner, but where's the other one? Right. This is the nut. Yeah. Anyway, looks like about a 27 millimeter. Nice, with a kind of built-in nylon seal on the bottom. That's a beauty. We're going to put that aside, and we're going to use a separator on that, and hopefully this doesn't become a life ruiner. Cut to life ruining nightmare. Alright, here goes on the ball joint. I'm gonna tap it.
Okay.
It's all I'm gonna whap it a couple of times. Frankers, no. Come on. Oh my god. You don't have to be in every single shot. Okay? You have to go over here. Apply torquage. There we go. Snipe time. The power of the snipe. Gravy. Beauty. No damage, no problems. We're not going to need that anymore, so I'm going to just... That's tight though, hey?
Yeah.
It was a tight fit on that. Everything's a little bit slightly less battlefield surgery on this car. Oh, look at that. Richard's stash O parts. Probably find out there's some weird tool we need to get this off. Oh, it's wired on. I need the, weird tool like pliers.
Weird tool confirmed.
There we are. Oh, watch yourself, Frank or Franks. Do, and away we go. Watch out. No, it's not for you, believe it or not. Oh, what do I see? No, nothing. Nice, okay. We're assuming that, oh, you can adjust them. Not cool. Okay, let's have a quick looky here as a, wow, look at that. Look at the quality of that. It's just super smooth, and you can preload it. Just, I don't know. I'm going to leave that exactly the way that is. I can't see how that could ever get better by screwing around with it. That looks like brand new. So, this is the grease nipple for that. So I'm going to put the boot on, and then we're going to grease it up, and then we're done. That's the easiest part of the SM to do, right there.
Yeah, don't forget your nylon seal.
Don't forget your nylon washer seal thing.
I do kind of wonder what the intended function.
Purpose of what? The washer thing?
Yeah, the washer.
Who knows? I think. Well, I can't even speculate. Possibly water seal. Possibly. Okay. There, we're getting there. Just tacked in there. These are the fasteners that hold the drive shaft to this flex joint here. And they have these little washer spacer things. And one of them has gone missing and been replaced with this similar but not identical washer, but it does not have, see these guys, radiused corners. And if that sharp edge is running against that that pair of leaves in there that are serving to act as a flex joint, then that will eventually cause a fatigue fill. So that's okay. We'll put the other side in, and I'll just leave that side until I have it in my hand. I probably have one here somewhere. I did manage to find the missing washer here in the stash I got from Richard, so that's exciting. Another good reason to have more than one of everything if you can. Preferably entire cars, because this is the stuff. You're not going to need a fender, you're going to need this stuff. Okay, well that's all roughed in now. Kind of a strange thing, but there it is. No reason to believe that that won't work just fine. There are actually two versions of this. There's this and then there's an earlier version, so can't think of why they would have gone to this if this was not better than the earlier one. It does really effectively isolate these from each other. This allows a certain amount of axial misalignment. We were actually pretty close to test firing the car and pressure testing the hydraulics. I really only want to fire it to run some fresh gas into it, and then now that everything's cleaned and more or less functioning, I would like to pull the cam covers and just double check that the chain tension is within limits. And not going to get too cute. It was running fine when it came in here, so let's not get carried away. It's a regular contributor.
Same old shit.